This is a reading from the poem of the Man God by Maria Voltorta, Volume 1, Episode 116. Jesus speaks to Nicodemus at night at Gethsemane, 24th of February, 1945. Jesus is in the kitchen of the little house in the olive grove, having supper with his disciples. They are talking of the events of the day, which, however, is not the special happening just described, because I hear them talking of other events, amongst which is the cure of a leper near the sepulchres along the Bethphage road. There was also a Roman centurion watching, says Bartholomew, and he continues, "He asked me while on horseback, 'Does the man you follow often do such things?' And when I answered in the affirmative, he explained, 'Then he is greater than Aesculapius, and will become richer than Croesus.' I replied, 'He will always be poor, according to the world, because he never receives, but gives, and only wants souls to take to the true God.' The centurion looked at me, amazed, then spurred his horse and galloped away. There was also a Roman lady in a litter. It must have been a woman. The curtains were not drawn, but she was peeping through them. I saw her, says Thomas. Yes, it was near the top bend of the road. She had told him to stop when the leper cried, 'Son of David, have mercy on me.' One of the curtains was then drawn, and I saw her look at you through a valuable lens. Then she laughed ironically. But when she saw that you cured him only by giving a command, she called me and asked me, 'Is he the one they call the true Messiah?' I replied, 'Yes.' And she said to me, 'Are you with him?' And then she asked, 'Is he really good?' Says John. 'Then you saw her. What was she like?' asked Peter and Judas. 'Well, a woman.' 'What a great discovery,' says Peter, laughing. And the Iscariot insists, 'But was she beautiful, young, rich?' 'Yes, I think she was young and also beautiful, but I was watching Jesus more than I was looking at her. I wanted to see if the Master was setting out again.' 'Fool!' mumbles Judas between his teeth. 'Why?' asks James of Zebedee, defending his brother. 'My brother was not a dandy in search of affairs,' he replied out of courtesy, but he did not lack in his first quality. 'Which?' asks the Iscariot. 'That of a disciple whose only love is the Master.' Judas, very cross, lowers his head. In any case, it is not the right thing to be seen talking to the Romans, says Philip. They are already accusing us of being Galileans, and thus less pure than Judeans, and that because of our birth. Then they accuse us of staying often at Tiberias, a meeting place of Gentiles, Romans, Phoenicians, Syrians, and then, oh, of how many things they accuse us. You are good, Philip, and you are drawing a veil over the harshness of the truth you are telling. But the truth without any veil is this: of how many things they accuse me, says Jesus, who has been quiet so far. After all, they are not completely wrong. Too many contacts with the heathens, says the Iscariot. Do you think that only those are heathens who have not Moses' law? Asked Jesus. Well, who else? Judas, can you swear on our God that you have no heathenism in your heart? And can you swear that the most prominent Israelites have none? Master, I do not know about the others, but I can swear with regard to myself. According to you, what is heathenism? Asks Jesus again. It is to follow a false religion, to worship gods, replies Judas violently, which are the gods of Greece and Rome, the Egyptian ones, that is, the gods with thousands of names and of non-existent people who, according to the pagans, fill their Olympus. No other god exists, only the Olympic ones? Which other ones? Are they not already too many? Too many, yes, but there are many more, and incense is burnt at their altars by every man, also by priests, scribes, Pharisees, Sadducees, Herodians, all people of Israel. Am I right? Not only, but it is burnt also by my disciples. Ah, certainly not, they all say. No? My friends, which of you does not have a secret cult, or several secret cults? One has beauty and smartness, another the pride of his knowledge, another burns incense to his hope of becoming a great man, from a human point of view. Another worships women, another money, another kneels down before his knowledge, and so on. I solemnly tell you that there is no man who is not stained with idolatry. Why then disdain those who are pagans by misfortune, when you remain pagans by your own free will, although you belong to the true God? But we are men, Master, exclaim many of them. That is true. Then be charitable to everybody, because I have come for everybody, and you are not worth more than I am. However, We are being accused, and your mission is being obstructed. It will be carried on just the same. With regard to women, says Peter, who probably because he is sitting next to Jesus is in such a transport of delight that he is very good, for some days, and precisely since you spoke at Bethany, the first time after we came back to Judea, a woman, all covered with a veil, has been following us all the time. I do not know how she finds out our intentions. I know that she is almost always either in the last rows of people listening to you when you speak, or behind the crowds that follow you when you walk about, or even behind us when we go announcing you in the country. At Bethany, the first time, she whispered to me from behind her veil, "That man you said is going to speak, is he really Jesus of Nazareth?" I replied to her that he was, and in the evening she was behind the trunk of a tree listening to you. Then I lost sight of her. But now, here in Jerusalem, I have seen her 2 or 3 times. Today I asked her, "Do you need him? Are you not well? Do you want alms?" She always shook her head because she never speaks to anyone. One day she said to me, "Where does Jesus live?" And I said to her, "At Gethsemane," says John. "You clever fool, you shouldn't. You should have said, 'Uncover your face, make yourself known, and I will tell you,'" says the Iscariot, bad-tempered. "But when have we ever asked for such things?" exclaims John, simple-minded and innocent. "You can see other people. She is always veiled. She is either a spy or a leper. She must not follow us and learn about us. If she is spying, it is to harm us. Perhaps she is paid by the Sanhedrin for that." "Ah, does the Sanhedrin use such methods?" asks Peter. "Are you sure?" "Most certain. I was at the temple, and I know." "Lovely. That fits like a glove what the master just said," remarks Peter. "What?" Judas is already flushed with anger. "That also amongst priests there are heathens."